woman who was widowed, she was divorced. So if she's widowed, she's claiming a ksuba. So she says one thing, and the heirs, they say maybe not. Or she was divorced, she says one thing, and her husband says something else. The ksuba of a psula is 200. The husband claims she wasn't a psula, she wasn't a virgin, she was already not, she was a widow, whatever she was. Ishin Sarah Meloshin Zgar, she omeres psulish nosasani. Vume lo ki el almonasatich. She says, you married, I was a psula. He says, no, you were a widow. If the witnesses that she went out with a veil, because only a woman who was never married before wore a veil, Rosha Prua, Rashi says, and her hair was hanging down, touching her shoulders. That's the way a psula would go to the chuppah. Then the ksuba is 200, because that's evidence. She was a psula. Rabbi Yochanan and Baruch Omer, Afchilu Kloyo, Sarayo, they would distribute when a psula was married, they distribute roasted kernels which are sweet to the children. So if you have witnesses, they distributed that at the wedding. That's a simin. Umodi Rabbi Yeshua. Rabbi Yeshua initially who said, Lo mi pi onachayim. We normally don't believe the woman. But in this case, a person says to a person, it's an argument Rashi and Tosas. Reuven comes to Shimon. Reuven occupies, he says, by the way, this field used to belong to your father. Rashi says the man doesn't even know about it. The person who he informs, the son, doesn't even know what the field ever belonged to, so he informs him. And then he says to him, but I bought it from him. And the man has no witnesses. The one who informs the son that the field was his father's, he has no witnesses that he bought it or he was gifted to him. The halacha is, Rabbi Shua says, that the person who says that is believed, because it's based on parshas peshita, because it's amigo. If I wanted, I didn't have to inform you about anything. So what do I have to tell you? Right? So therefore, he's believed. Tosas says, even the son came with a claim. Person comes, he says, the field it was my father's field. Man has no evidence. Has no evidence. The man could have said, I never saw you before in my life. Just could have ignored him. But he responds, it's true, it used to be your father's, but I bought it. So since he could have said, I never saw you before in my life, so it's the equivalent of amigo. Here's amigo. Where first the Mishnah says, Peshas a Peshiter. The mouth which created the problem, that same response goes and resolves the problem. Okay? I bought it from him. Shunemon, he's believed, although he has no evidence. Because the mouth that created the question resolves the question. What about if the man comes with witnesses that it's his father's, and he's not there 3 years, and he has no evidence his father ever bought it? And then he's not believed. It's understood he's not believed. He has no proof, because then he has to have evidence that he purchased the field. So what does the Mishnah say regarding the woman who claims she's a psula? If there's evidence she went out with a veil, edim, or with her hair down to her shoulders, then she's a psula. Time of the iko edim. The only reason, one is she believed only if she has edim. Holek edim, but the inference if she doesn't have witnesses, Baal Mehemen, the husband's believed. Even though she has a cheskes psula, when a woman's born, she's a psula until we know differently. Seemingly the Mishnah is not going like Rabbi Gamliel. Rabbi Gamliel in the previous parak said that we believe her because you go after what? You go after her chazaka. She has a cheskes psula. So seemingly, if our Mishnah says without edim she's not believed, so the Mishnah cannot go like Rabbi Gamliel. And the Gemara says no, I feel Tim Rabbi Gamliel. The Mishnah could go like Rabbi Gamliel. Ad kan lo kamer Rabbi Gamliel hosem elo bebari v'shema. What was the case in the first parak? No one's interested. She claims he marries her, he consummates the marriage, he finds she's not a psula. So he says, when I married you, you're already not a psula. She says, no, I was raped after we were married, between the kedushin and the suin. So Rabbi Gamliel says she's believed. Why? Because she says bori. He says maybe not. He doesn't know definitely that she wasn't raped. So because over there it's a bori v'shem, she says with definiteness, I was a psula, and he says maybe you weren't. So we say bori v'shem or bori odif. Right? She has a chazaka, cheskes psula. In addition, she's claiming bori, definitely. I was a psula. That's the reason why Ramlu says there she's believed. In our situation, what's the husband saying? She's saying I definitely was a psula. He's saying you definitely were not a psula. So since he's countering her position with bori, therefore even Ramlu agrees that she's not believed. Bori lo amar. So what was the havmina? What was even the consideration that the Mishnah is not going like Rabbi Gamliel? I mean, they're not comparable, the two cases, right? following. On that where it says, Cave on the rove noshim besulas nisos, ki bori b'shemahu, dummy. Even though he's saying bori, but his position doesn't have the strength of a bori with a definiteness, because rove is going against him. Because the majority of women are married, they are virgins. And he says it's logical to say why. It says Rabbi Yeshua concurs, he agrees. Somewhere says, Shapir. If we say Reb Gamliel is only agreeable here, Rashi says, what's moder? There you go. Dachrei shodohi the kol moder Reb Gamliel Reb Yeshua the Omar. Avgav the Pulgino aloch bebori v'shemo. Din loch bebori ubori. If Reb Gamliel normally argues with Reb Yeshua, the first parak, right? Because bori v'shemo, Reb Yeshua argues. He says, here I agree with you. Here I agree with you. So he says, just as so Reb Yeshua responds, although I argue within the first parak, as you agree with me here, I agree with you here. In the case where the son has no proof that the field is his field. Shapir. The Reb Gamliel himself is agreeing to Reb Yeshua in the case in the Mishnah. Without evidence, in our Mishnah, she will not get a ksuba. Right? So Reb Yeshua says, just as you agree with me here, I agree with you also. But if you say Reb Gamliel, even he doesn't agree in this case, and the Mishnah is not going to Reb Gamliel, Reb Yeshua, Leman Motz, who is he agreeing to? The Mishnah is not going to Reb Gamliel. Somewhere says, Miu Savar Reb Yeshua Asoy Bepirk Hai Pirkin Koi Amigu Koi. But Pirkin Kamako, he says, Modi is going on the first parak, even though I argue with Reb Gamliel in the first parak. When she has a migu or whatever she has, somewhere says Ahaya. Which case in the parak does he disagree, and which one? Ahaya. Ilay Mahoy Samu Beres. We have the case in the first parak. A woman's pregnant. This, by the way, who are you pregnant from? Are you pregnant from a goy? Are you pregnant from a who knows what? Right? So she says, Mish Ploni v'koinu. So she says, a kohen, he impregnate me. Rabbi Leo, Rabbi Lezomrim Nemer, she's believed. And therefore, what's the halacha? Afterwards, if she gives birth, she's permitted to a kohen. Even though you have the majority of people are psulim, she's believed. Rabbi Shomer Lo Pio Chaim. We say that she's what? She's not believed. She's not believed. Meaning, let's say she gives birth and she wants to marry a Kohen, she's not permitted to marry a Kohen. Hosemai. Not only because she's considered a defiled woman. Because the majority of people are what? Are goyim, or psulim, mamzer, nosin, whatever it may be. No, she meant Kohen. She said Kohen. Right? So Reb Shua says, Lo mipo no chayim. We don't rely on what she says. Hosemai migui. What's the migu? What could have she said? Harei kareisa ben shinel. She can't deny. If she says nothing happens, one thing. She can't say nothing happens. She's right. Her stomach's between her teeth. Elo aho. It's going on this case. Royo ra'u medaberes. They see a woman medaberes. The question was, she's speaking to a man. Im echad v'omru mativu shel ish zeh. And the business about who is this man? Is a kosher Jew? Is not a kosher Jew? And she says, Ish plon v'koinu. Does not be Kohen. She says, he's a kosher Jew. She says she's believed. She's believed. Even if you have a case with Rov Psulim, the majority of people in the community are Goyim, whatever, she's believed to say that he's a kosher Jew. Rabbi Yeshua Lo Piono Chaim. We don't rely on what she says. So must hosam my migu iko. What kind of migu do you have? If you say she sequestered herself with the man, we have no proof that she had relations with him. Migu diboy omro lo nivalti, kamran nivalti. Look, she'd have to say she had relations. She has a migu. Believe me, I'm telling you the truth. That what? Because she could have said, I just sequestered myself. If a woman, let's say a regular woman sequesters herself with a man, is she not permitted? We don't say anything necessarily happened. But if she says, I sequestered and we had relations, she's putting herself in a bad light. So just as I didn't have to tell you I had relations, I could have said we just sequestered. I would have retained my cheskes kashrus, and I would have been permitted to go. Believe me that the man that I had relations with was a kosher Jew. So that's a migu. No, different one. Another case. It's different Mishnah. Because Reb Shua argues even there we don't believe her. Even with the migu we don't believe her. So it's good. So that's Reb Shua. Even though Reb Shua argues in that case, he says we don't believe her. Nevertheless, he says, in our Mishnah, the case with the property, we do believe him, because he has a special there. Elu Ravasi, Doma my Medaberes Neveles, what according to Ravasi, that he interprets the Mishnah, what says Medaberes means she actually had relations. My Migu Iko, what Migu did she have? We know she had relations. Elu Ahoch, it's going another case. He Omer Smukas Eitzani, she says the reason why you found me not be a virgin is because I had an accident. I lost my virginity through an accident. No, the reason why you're not a virgin, the husband says, is because he had relations with a man. Rab Leah, Rab Loza, Omrim, Nemenes, she is believed. Rabbi Shua Omer, Lo Mipi Onachayim. Yeah, Rabbi Shua says, no, we don't rely on what she says. Hosa my migu week. What migu does she have there? Bishlam the Rebbe Loza, Doma Bimono, Velo Klum. There's a question. Is it a question of Mekachtos or not? If it's, because it's not a Mekachtos. He claims it's a mekachtos. I never wanted to marry a woman who had relations with somebody before. So it's a question. She says, I deserve 100. He says, you deserve nothing because we were never married. She could have said, I lost my virginity after we married. So why did she have to say it happened before and I only get 100? Right? And yet she said she put herself in a worse position. The answer is, therefore, mehemno. Therefore, according to Rabbi Gamliel, that's what she's believed. She has a migu. But according to Rabbi Yochanan, that discussion is 100 or 200. It's never mekachtos. Even if it's Drew Sasish. Even if she had relations with a man, nevertheless, she gets 100. My migu equal. What's the migu? There's no migu. Because we hold like the Chachamim, whether it's Mukas Eitz or it's Drew Sasish, either way it's 100. So what's the migu? He marries a woman and he finds she's not a virgin. He omeres mishastani nanasti. She claims that she was raped after they were married, this tapchosadeu, and his field was deluged. It happened before we got married. Okay? And therefore it's 100. Rabbi Leah, Rabbi Leza, Omrim, Nemenes. She's believed, and she gets 200. Rabbi Shua Omer, Lo Bipiono Chaim. The Migu, the Boyam Mugas Eitzani, Tachtecho. She could have said, I became Mugas Eitz after we were married. The Lokapostal Nafshe Mikuna, there she has a good Migu, right? If she would have said Mugas Eitzani. The husband's only claiming, I don't have to give you 200, I have to give you 100. She could have said, I had an accident, right? And she could have said, I became, so what when she said she was raped, what is she saying? A married woman, even she's raped, she's defiled. She's not permitted to a Kohen. She's married to a husband, but she's defiling herself. She's saying, I'm a defiled woman. The Komran nenasti the kaposla nafshimikuno. She's disqualifying herself from a Kohen. That's what Rabbi Leah says she's believed. So you have chazoka and you have a migu, right? Even though I argue with that migu, this migu I believe, right? But they're both migus. Why the migu in the first parak does he argue with Rabbi Yeshua? Rabbi Yeshua argues with Rabbi Gamliel, and this migu he says, even there I argue, here I concur. Right? What do I concur? Why is this migu different than the other migu? Why does one migu have greater value? To Rabbi Yeshua says, I rely on it, and there he rejects the migu. You got it? Here, the son, the heir, has no evidence it's his field. Right? He's the muhzik. He says, look, goodbye, Charlie. I don't know you from Adam. Right? But over there, factually, she's not a virgin. Fact, she's not a virgin. So Tosas explains this. Factually, you're not a virgin. You know something? You could have said something. Who said you would have thought of it? Who said you would have thought of it? Here, over here, what are we talking about? The man says, I don't know you from Adam. You have no evidence. What about if you know Rashi? He went and informed him. I didn't have to say a word to you. A man's living in a field says, by the way, this field used to be your father's. I bought it from him. He didn't even have to inform him. This man knew nothing about any background over here. So there's nothing to think about here. Or if a person, according to Tosas, they came and made a claim. Maker said, I don't know you. There's nothing to think about. And yet he says, no, your father sold it to me and I bought it. So it's a better migu. Okay? So now the Gemara asks a question. Kevin the Rav Noshim Sulas Melisos. Right? We're saying the majority of women factually are what? Are besulos. They're virgins. So even if you don't have Eid, go after Rov. No, go after Rov. Not can. Go after Rov. He said, what do you need? Evidence for her to get 200 based on Rov. So Tosfos explains. The Gemara's question is going to Rav. We have Machlokes, Rav and Shmuel above Vaser. Holchem Amenach Rov and Holchem Amenach Rov. Could you extract money with a Rov? Rav says you could. Shmuel says not. So Tosfos says, the Gemara's question is, why are we... Does she only collect 200 if she have Eidim that she went out with a veil or with her hair was touching her shoulders? You don't need. You have a Rov. For Rov itself should be sufficient for her to get the Ksuba of 200. Omer Avino. He says something. Mishum diika Rov noshim besulas and sos is true. Factually, majority of women are married. They're virgins. Umiyut almons. The minority are widows. Wait. But however, but if a woman's married as a psula, there's word in the community she was a psula. This woman here, there's no rov, there's no kol. People aren't saying she was a virgin when she got married. Okay, because there's no kol, that weakens the rov. Here, if it's a bona fide rov and there's no weakness in the rov you could extract money from a person. But over here we're saying rov, the majority of women who get married, virgins, there is a kol. People talk about it. She's a virgin. So why don't they speak about this woman being a virgin? So because they didn't, that weakens the rov. Because it's a weak rov, even Rav agrees, you cannot collect money with such a rov. Because it's a reuso. No. If you have Eidim, we're talking about, that was question. Why do I need Eidim? She went out with a veil. Even without that, we have a rov. Somebody says, because the rov, there's a reuso in the rov. There's a weakness in the rov. Because at most women, even if we don't know anything, people say, he married a virgin. That's what people say. They don't say about this woman he married a virgin. Why did they say it? Even though you have a robe, so that causes us the question, maybe not. Maybe she's not a virgin. It's a weak robe. It's a chazok. There's a reus in the robe. Robe is always accompanied with a kol. There's no kol over here. Kol means people speak about it. Speak about her being a virgin. This particular case. No, normally they always speak about it. They always speak of it. No, there's no question. But why in our Mishnah do you need witnesses that you went out with a veil? Because this case, this woman, they did not speak about it. So they said the rove is a questionable rove. She may not be part of the rove. No. In this case, it has to be with a kol. If we would have a kol, we need no witnesses. That you went out with a veil, that would be sufficient for her to collect the $200. That's right. No, because there's a reuso. Because it always goes hand in hand with a kol. So why did it go hand in hand with a kol? Right? So Gemara asks a question. But right now the Gemara is saying, if every woman who's a psula always has a kol, see, that of course, yes, even if there are witnesses, the witnesses are clearly lying. If without fail, every woman who's a virgin always has a kol, if that would be the case, so what would be? So how could you bring? So it's like the sun is shining, witnesses come and say it's night. You're going to believe the witnesses? They're inseparable. A virgin always has a kol. Witnesses, this woman, she went out with a veil. We can't believe you. We can't believe you because factually, if there's no kol, that tells me she wasn't a virgin. If we're saying 100% of the time, every virgin always has a kol. People always speak about that she was a virgin. So why did they speak about her being a virgin? We're saying without exception. So clearly she wasn't a virgin. So witness said, but you wore a veil. You know something? You're lying. You're lying. Witness can't contradict fact. No, if the sun is shining and witness say it's night. She said, you mean the sun overrides witnesses? It's daylight. It's not night. If a virgin and kol are inseparable, they said, but this woman didn't have kol, but she was a virgin in either case. You're lying. Because factually, they're inseparable. If a woman's a virgin, people always say it. So why don't they say it here? Somewhere says, I kol nesas besula yeshla kol kiosu edim ahave hana chasadi shakri ninu. Right? They're liars. The witnesses are lying. So how do you collect with witnesses? Somewhere says, Elo, it modifies it. Omer avinu rov noshim besulos yeshla kol. The majority of women who get married, the majority have a kol. The majority of virgins get married have a kol. But there's a minority who doesn't have a kol. V'zu ho ve'ein lo kol isur l'ruba. If she's part of the rove, right? So why does she have a kol? So it's questionable. That's why we need the Eidim. So the Eidim tell us, despite the she's from the minority of the virgins who don't have a kol, by telling us that she went out with a veil. Okay? So Mishnah says, if the witnesses she ought to be numa, witness she went out with a veil, she gets 200. Somewhere says, Leichush dilma mafka eidim b'haydino, gavu hoda mafka l'ksuboso b'haydino. You know what she'll do? She'll go to one bezdin with the witnesses, she'll collect the ksuba. She'll go to another bezdin and she'll collect again, v'gavyulo. She'll bring another set of, because she'll collect multiple times. So over here we're talking about, Taisa says we're speaking about there's no ksuba. Right? If we're speaking about a community where you write a ksuba, there's no concern. She presents, well, if she has the ksuba, there was never a question. Right? Because it says the ksuba, 200 or 100. So we're speaking about a community, there is no ksuba. There's no ksuba. So the question is, let's say he pays the ksuba. She says, I never collected, so what are you going to do? Some person says, you have to write a receipt. Right? But if she has to give you a receipt, that creates a headache for him. What happens if he loses the receipt? Right? That's so simple. So he's burdening her. So the Gemara says, evidently that clearly proves Kosm Shover. You write a receipt. If it's a location you write a ksuba, so you say to the woman, bring your ksuba. She says, I misplaced it. So you know what? She misplaced it. So you come with witnesses in one bezdin, then you pull out the ksuba and come to the second bezdin. You'll kept twice. Answer is no. We're not afraid you'll pull out the ksuba because you'll give him a receipt that you received the money. So if you come with the ksuba, he'll present the receipt. Right. So, but the question is, let him say, something, but if I have to take a receipt from you, that means you're burdening me. You know something? Until you present your ksuba, I'm not paying you. I'm not paying you. Because by you creating a headache for me. Right? Rav Papa Mokushen Kosum Ksubaski. No, we're not talking about that. No. If there's a ksuba, she has to present the ksuba. She can't saddle him with the responsibility to watch a receipt. But we're speaking of a community, there is no ksuba. If there's no ksuba, what happens? You have no choice. You have to give a receipt. Otherwise, she could collect multiple times. Right? But stop. Said as a result of that, she writes a receipt. Finished. Others learn this whole discussion is going on a brayso. What does it say in the brayso? It says ibda ksuba. So what happened? She lost the ksuba. So clear. We're speaking about a community, they write a ksuba. But she lost it. Hit mina ksuba. So she had a ksuba, she hid it away. Hit mina. It's not she lost it, she put it away. Nisva ksuba. So the ksuba got burnt. She lost it, she hid it away, it got burnt. And let's say you have witnesses that at the wedding, they danced before her. Like a first-time married woman. Or they said Gramin, Salchu, right? They joked in front of her. Haviru lefonea koshel besuro. They passed by it was only minute, they passed a closed barrel of wine, which was an indication that she's a psula, that she's a virgin. O mabshel psulin, they had the cloth. Im yeshlo eidim bechad mikolelu. If you bring witnesses for any one of these facts, ksubasa masayim. That's similar to the veil or the hair down to the shoulders. Somebody says, "V'leichush." Mar asked the question. Dilma mafka eidim b'hai beinino. V'gav yivhod the mafka l'ksubas b'aidino. She'll come with witnesses. She claims I lost it. You understand? She'll claim she lost it. She'll bring the witness. Then she'll pull out the ksuba. And another best. She'll say it got burnt. It got this. She'll pull it out. V'gav Ravosa. So what do we say? Ravosa is also meres kosevin ksuba shover. Evidently, that clearly tells us that he has to take the receipt from her. This Bryce is speaking in a community that never wrote a ksuba, so you have no choice. Sumer asks, why is they concerned she may pull out the ksuba? For even the ksuba is yeah, it says she lost it, right? The Kosev lo iu. We speak of a community, they don't write ksubas. He went and he wrote a ksuba. He was the exception. Yeah? But factually, it doesn't make difference. She's going to pull it out. My ibdo bor. When it says she lost, it doesn't mean it lost. It means it got burnt. What do you mean it got lost in the fire? It says we're giving multiple cases right, and what the situation is. Vote hitmino Michael. What it says, she hid it away. My ibdo v'su ibdo lomali el kol ibdo kidmino fonenu dam. We don't trust her. When she says she lost it, it's the equivalent like she hid it away. She could pull it out. V'lo yavina lo, and factually, and as a result of that, we will not pay her the ksuba. Ad the amri edim nisro ksuboso. Meaning, we're not going to saddle the husband with a burden to watch the receipt, the shover. Man de maslo abraiso, the one who learns the whole discussion going on the braiso, we're not going to saddle the husband with the receipt. Kolshkim the masnisin. What's the kolshkim masnisin? Ledibra bavo rabapopa braiso. Right, they had discussion. We're speaking about, do they write? Do you write a shover or not? Kosher the came to Bryce Tony Behedra Ibduk Suboso Gavio. Valor Rapapa lo Gavio. Rapapa says she doesn't collect, right? Unless, and therefore, it has to be a place where they don't write Iksubo. 1 second. And Kosig Shover, Kosh came the Maslis Nikol Masni Pluk to Rapapa. Bo Lememar, Mokush and Kosig Subo Askinon. What's the Kosh game? How does he explain it? He says it, but it says where she has the ksuba, you don't write the what's his name, the shover. You do. So what's the koshke mamastisin? Yeah. Yeah, I know, but what's the code? Bad masti plucked above. Says avbraisa low. Says basnis lay the varish aminim od the kosem shovit of a mokmush kosem subas kinon. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Imiyesha edim. Morris asks if the witnesses that she went out with a veil or a hair, she gets the ksuba. She gets the 200. Right? She'll bring witnesses from Bezdin to Bezdin. She had 100 people at the wedding. She'll bring 2 witnesses to one Bezdin again. Right, somewhere says, nobody argues. So what are you supposed to do? We're speaking about a community, you don't write a ksuba. So how do you prevent her from bringing multiple witnesses to different bati dinim and collect multiple times? There's only one solution, a receipt. There's no other solution. Havir l'foneh kosher b'sura. The Brisa says if they passed before a kos of b'sura means a cup which informs. What does that mean? My kosher b'sura omer avad barav a kos yain shel truma. Ma'avir l'foneh. It's a cup of truma wine, which could only be drunk by a kohen. Klomer ruya hoisezu lechel b'truma. Meaning she's a virgin. This woman, she's qualified to marry a Kohen. That means she's a psula, unquestioned. So and if she's a bula, she's a widow, what, she can't drink truma? A Kohen Gadol needs a psula, but an ordinary, so what do you mean, what is a kosher truma, a cup of truma wine, what does that indicate? How does that allude that she's a virgin? An ordinary Kohen can marry a woman who's not a virgin. Elo Omar Papa Zu Rashis Kitruma. What it means, connotes, just as what Truma is the first tithing, identically, you're going to be the first man to have relations with her. That's the kosher Truma. That's what it signifies. Not, or right? Because even if she's not a virgin, she's permitted to eat Truma if she marries it. She's qualified to marry a Kohen, even if she's not a virgin. Right, the Gemara asks, how does that indicate? If it has to do with, could you marry a Kohen, even a non-virgin can marry a Kohen. So what does the Truma signify? Just as the Truma is the first tithe to be taken, identically, this is the first man you're going to be with. No, at the wedding, they passed this in front of them. At the wedding. Elam Rav Papa zu Reishis Ketruma, Ketruma Reishis. Tiny Rabbi Yehuda Chovis. Rabbi Yehuda says, Chovis shel yayin mavir l'forne. At the wedding, they pass a barrel of wine. Barrel of wine. Omer Avad Rabba, Psula mavir l'forne stuma, Bu'ula mavir l'forne psucha. If she was a virgin, they passed before her a closed barrel of wine. Just, it was never opened. This woman was never penetrated. Amai navakami psula v'kami bulo navar klal. Right? What do we have to do? In terms of the psula, I didn't say you need a barrel of wine. But of a bula, what do we have to pass anything? It says a virgin, a closed barrel, a bu'ula, an open barrel. What do we need anything? Right? It's either 200 or 100. So my answer is, Zimnan the Tavsum Asam. What happens if she sees $200 from the husband? You hear this? And then afterwards, V'omra Anab Sulhavoy. She says, I was a virgin. Therefore, I have a right. He says, you weren't. He says, you know something, you prove I wasn't, and you get your money, I'll give you back 100. So if you have no barrel passed, you know what she's going to say? He says, you know why I didn't pass the barrel in front of me? They got drunk at the wedding, and therefore it never happened. But if they passed me, you have witnesses, they passed an open barrel, so they did have it. So that clearly confirms that she was not a virgin. That's the reason why we have to have an open barrel for the woman's not a virgin. To protect the situation where if she should seize money from the husband more to 200, she shouldn't say, attribute it because they were drunk. That's the reason why they didn't pass the barrel in front of her. Because either way, so why was it an open barrel? So that clearly confirms that what? That you were not a psula. Yeah, Yossi. Why is it embarrassment? You know, it's like saying, you read the ksuba, they say that it's a ksuba of an almana. Isn't that embarrassing that she's not a virgin? Well, it's embarrassing. That's what you do. Okay, now we'll get to a little lighter subject matter. This is Howard's area. At that time. Or according to the Bryce, before they would pass a cup of Terumah wine. Terumah wine, not the other. Rabbi Yehuda says no, closed barrel or an open barrel. No. It applies to anybody. No, that we conclude it. No, it doesn't mean that. Just as the Terumah is the first of the tithing, this marriage is the first marriage. She never was involved with a man before. So she won't drink. Well, no, she's not drinking the Terumah. Passing the cup in front of her to indicate this, to make this statement that she's a virgin. See, today with the video screen, they put up a betula, you know, on all the walls in the wedding hall. For the first time, Mr. and Mrs. whoever. Okay? Turn around on learn the Kates and Meragdim Lefnei Akala. No, how do you dance? When you dance before the kala, what do you say? Kates and Meragdim. Right? Beishame Omrim Kala Kamoshig. You say the kala is what she is. Why? Let's say she's what? She's crippled. She's disformed. You can't say she's beautiful and she's one of a kind. She's pleasant. She's a chasuda. She's one of a kind. She was actually an amputee, or she was blind. And she has defects, physical defects. So how do you say it? So Beishila says to Beishamai, according to your understanding, person purchased something was a bad buy. What do you call it? Good buys, best buys. Yeah. This was a bad buy. Okay? So, and then he says, so what do you think? No, so what the buyer says to somebody, so what do you think? So you tell him what it was. It's disastrous. Do you praise it or you degrade it? Or you denigrate it? There's no question. Why? Because in his eyes, he feels it's a good buy. We can't omru. So from here, the Chacham say, omru Chacham elolim teo daitu shalod murevisam abrios. Here, You have to be sociable. You have to be understanding of the other person. Rashi, what's murevis? Lasus li'ish v'shkiritzono. You accommodate each person in Megillas Esther, right? Right? L'ritzos ish, l'ritzon ish v'ish. You think it's good? It's good by me too. She's as ugly as sin. To you, beauty's in the eyes of the beholder. Finished. Do you think she can run the marathon? That's a different question. You know? Depends which one. So over here, Tosas asks, if Beishami agrees regarding the purchase in the market, that it's Yishabchen Beinov, you should praise it. So why in regard to Kal Nova Chasuda, did they say that you can't? It's Dvar Shekatirchos. Tosas says, Beishami Savri, Avagav Yishabchen Beinov, Ein Lohem, Lachom Lisaki, Lahaskik, Lo Mesheker. Torah Omer Dvar Shekatirchos. Meaning, person asks you something, of course, you should praise it. But Chazal, they legislated before every kala you say this. Still, it's like saying, say a lie, even though it's justified, but they're not going to be misakin this. Therefore, Shama, he says, no, goes hand in hand. Ki aser Rav Dimi, Omar, hochi mishu kami kalosa b'marova. Rav Dimi came from Eretz to Bavel. He says, you know what they used to sing before the Kal in Eretz Yisrael? I'm not sure, Modi'in, Chashmonoim, up in the Golan, I'm not sure what they sing. But this is in Marova, up in the west. Lo Kal, V'lo Srak, V'lo Pirchus. This woman, she doesn't need rouge. She doesn't Kal, she doesn't need her eyes to be painted. She doesn't need rouge on her face. She doesn't need her hair to be braided. No beautician. V'yalas Chen, and she's beautiful. That's what they used to say about the bride. What's this idea? It's a Rashi, Kedei L'chad Beine Balo. What's the word chasuda? Rashi says, "B'chut shel chesed moshchol." He got it. The Gemara says in Megillah, really, Esther was what? Was Yirak Rekis. She was jaundiced looking. But why did she look so beautiful? Chut shel chesed. It was like Hashem caused a special charm. But she said the same thing. That she has a chut shel chesed. That's what you tell. Kala nova chasuda. Really, she's ugly sin. Why does she look so attractive? Hashem wanted you. She should look beautiful to you. That's Kal Nova Chasuda. So he says, yeah, lo Kal, she doesn't need rouge. Kal is Tricha Kal, Prichus, Kliya Seor. So he says, yeah. 1 second. Ki Somcho Rabbono the Reb Zera. You know, Reb Zera originally was a Babylonian. He went to Eretz Yisrael, Reb Zera. So when he came to Eretz Yisrael, he received smicha. So after he received smich, what did they say? Ki Somcho Rabbono the Reb Zera. He was one of the leading Amoroim of the generation. Surely they sang before him, Hochi, Lo Kal, V'lo Srak, V'lo Pirchus, even though it has no relevance to a man. V'yalas Chen. Ki Somcho Rabbono the Rabami, the Ravasi. When they gave smicha to Ravami and Ravasi, Shoralu Hochi. This is what they sang before them. Kol Mindain V'chol Mindain. You hear this? This caliber person, right? Smuchu Lono. This is the type of person who should receive ordination, should receive smicha. Lo Tischu Lono, lo Sarmisin, V'lo Sarmitin. Not people like rags and shmatis. V'amri lo min chamisin. Not a person who says when you ask him, he gives you a fifth of the answer. He doesn't have clarity. Lo min turmisin. Like something which is half-baked. Half-baked. Yeah. Rabavo ki avo osim sifto le Bekesar. Rabavo, we come from the yeshiva to the Bekesar. Nafka amosa the Bekesar. The maidservant of the Caesar would come out. She was a shiksa, but she knew Rabavo was a great man. He was leading Torah sage. When he would come to the base measure, she'd go out towards him. And they would sing before him. Hochi, Rabba Dame. He's the chief rabbi of his people. Medabrona de Umsei. He's what? He's the spokesman of his people. Butzina de Dahora. He's a bolt of light. 1 second. Al Shoya klest upon of Mavik. You hear this? Because he radiated. He had a radiance that came from his face. Rebavo, Kenamin Bava Basra, Shufrid Rebavo, main Shufrid Reb Yochanan. The Nafki Zuriro, Mimei, a radiance, like Moshe Rabbeinu, he had a radiance. So she say, Betsina de Nahora, Brich Masyoch Lishlam. Your location should be blessed with shalom, with peace. Omer of Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Loi. They said about Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Loi, Shoyanotel Bachel Hadas. He would take 2 Hadassim, a pair of Hadassim, of myrtles. Voyimaraket Lefnei Kala, and he would dance before the Kala. V'omer, Kala Nova Chasu. That's what he would just dance. You know what it means? Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Loi. He was the Gemara says, Isha Yos Hashem Tisalo. This is the generation they were impoverished, and this was Shisha Miskasim Telasachas. That was the sacrifice, and he went and would dance with 2 Hadassim. 1 second. Rav Shua Bar Yitzchok Merakid Atlas. He would take 3. Omer Reb Zera Komasav Le Sabo. He says he embarrassed. By acting this way, he acts like a buffoon. Yeah, you're leading Torah Say generation. He takes 2 Hadassim and he jumps in front of the collar. It's belittling a Talmud Chochem. You hear this? Kinoch nafshei. This is what Reb Zera came. Komichsef le sabo. Kinoch nafshei ifsek amude denura ben didei l'kuli alma. You hear this? When he passed through Rabbi Yehuda Loi, there was a pillar of fire that came down from Shemaim to separate between his remains and the people. Meaning he's on a level by himself. What he considered belittling, this was something exceptional. This, what happened to him, it happens once or twice in a generation, never more. So what does it say about Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Loi? Omer Reb Zera, when he saw the Ahanyule Shutisa L'Saba, you see that either the Hadas or the foolishness was beneficial for the sage Amilo Shetuse L'Saba, either the myrtle or it's referring to the foolishness. Amilo Shitzo L'Saba. Shitse Shitoso Uminogo. Ravacha Markev Lo Akasve Umraket. You hear this? Ravacha would pick the collar up on his shoulder. I don't want Howard to take this out of context. Next wedding, there'll be a tumult. Ravacha took the collar, put her on his shoulder, and danced. Amri le Rabbanan Anan Maud lemever. He says, "What you do, could we do that?" Amadu I dami alecha kishura l'chai. If you see it just like carrying a log on your shoulder, there's no problem. Be low, but if not, then you can't pick her up. What? No, which means that you're not affected by it being a woman. Let's finish this. Omar Reb Shmuel bar Achmoni, Omar Reb Yoros mutal stakel b'fnei kalo kol shiva de'yatchav al baylo. You're permitted to gaze on a woman to indicate how beautiful she is, to endear her to her husband. Less hilsa kavos. We don't rule this way because by doing that, what happens if the man is attracted to somebody? She's a married woman. Therefore, we don't rule this way. To be